welcome back to my channel. This is the 31st vlog in the series of the build of my model and scale train track. If you want to follow me in the whole process of building this table, please consider to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified for further videos.
So today we're gonna wire the automatic switches for the turnout. Last video I showed you how I put power to the track and how I tested it with an Arduino. I already made the wiring to the automatic switches for the turnouts and I actually labeled them. So for example, this is turnout upper deck turnout 1-0. That is this turnout over here. Then I have, let me see, 2 turnout 2-0, that is that one. This is 3-0 and this is 4-0. The other turnouts are 1-1, 2-1 and 3-1. So those are the turnouts. I have 3 wires connected to it because you need to put power on one side to flip it over and then power to the other side. The way I'm gonna do that is with the relay boards. In the previous video you already saw how the board which I built for underneath the table is going to look like, and I use relay boards. These are 5-volt relay boards and they will power the track. So one side is 12 volt and the other one is not controlled, and then it goes over to the other side for 12 volt. So what we need to do is we need to put power on the relays, actually power to the relays. So that means that the middle section will contain the power, and then we decide which way the relay turns to flip the power. By default on this relay board, if you can see it, is that this relay, when it's in the off position, makes contact between these 2 contacts. The same for this one, these 2 are contacted. The right one does not have a contact unless the relay is switched. So we will use the right side on the turnout. So as mentioned, we have 3 cables. That is a ground wire, that's the brown one. Then we have a green wire and a yellow wire. And for each turnout over here, when the yellow wire gets power, it sets the turnout straight, and when the green wire gets power, it sets the turnout to divergent, which means this one by default is always in a divergent state, and turnout number 2-0 is in a straight state. So we need to make sure that we program the Arduino to do the correct setting. So on all the turnouts I use the same wiring. That makes it a little bit easier. So let me turn over the camera to show you the board, how it is currently wired. So this is the board how it is currently wired. The power to the H-bridge motor drivers to power the track, and these will be the relay boards to switch the turnouts, and these are for the lights on the track. So the automatic switches of the turnouts will be controlled by 2 relays. So with one board like this we can control 2 turnouts, and what I'm gonna do is this turnout will be turnout number 1-0. This will be 1-1, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0 and 3-1, 4-0. These 2 relays will be for the automatic uncouplers. The other relays over here will be for lights in the houses and lampposts. As you can see, for the relay boards I use the PWM boards. I could also use these boards to control it, but I decided to use the PWM. It's more connections on one board So I have 16 on each board, so it is easier to address with one board. With these ones I can only have 8 pins to control, so which means I only have 2 boards, but now I can control all 4 relay boards with one controller, which makes it easier to program because I only have to address this address of this PWM controller board, and you can configure them the same as a regular input output pin. So as you can see, I put all the wires to the front and also the uncouplers, the automatic uncouplers, and I will wire them in. So these wires will be fed underneath this relay board connected to this relay, and only when the relay is activated the automatic uncoupler will get power. But before we can do that, we actually need to make a connection to the 12 volt, which means I'm gonna wire in the 12 volt, and to do that I use the yellow wire. So I have a yellow wire and I will loop that from each center to every relay, so that when the relay is activated then power gets to the automatic switcher. So let me just put a piece of white paper in between. So this is approximately the size which it needs. So I'm gonna cut those. So I need to cut several to length. So I have now 4. We're gonna strip them. Then we take 2, twist them together. Use a little bit of solder. Solder them together. And this will be put into the inner lug. So now I have this loop. I'm gonna make some more and then I will show you how I connect them to the relay boards. So here you can see that I built those looper sections. So now we're gonna wire them into the relay board. We will start here. Just use the middle lug. That's in. And then continue with the next one. If it's a little bit difficult to do, then use some pliers. Open the lug. Put it in. Tighten it. Go to the next one. So you get the idea that we have looped the 12 volt over to the middle lug of the relay. And from this lug I will go to the 12 volt main over here, because that's this section, so that I can continue with the connection over there. So I will finish the other one off camera. So today we're going to continue in wiring the relays for the automatic uncouplers and the automatic switches for the turnouts. So we're going to start with this one. This is 2 automatic uncouplers and 2 switches, the automatic switches for the turnouts. I put it extra connectors in the middle for the ground, because every cable has a ground wire, that's the brown wire, and the green or the yellow wire for the automatic switches to be the hot wire. So what we need to do is we need to feed these wires underneath the relay boards and then hook them up. So let's do that. So we need to feed them under here. So that we have enough length. We're gonna tape them up the same with the power to the track. So we're gonna untwist them, because all brown wires will be connected together. So let me put some solder on it. I'm not going to do that with the brown wire yet, because I'm going to twist them and then solder them. So bend it over, or bend it together, and then we're going to feed it into this. So I'm going to unscrew this. Put it together. So that's number one. So that is an automatic uncoupler number 2. So now we're going to feed this one through. It fits. Now we're going to twist those two together. And now we're going to add this one. So this would be turnout number 4-0. So that's turnout 4. And now I'm going to first put the ground wire together. And now we have a green wire and a yellow wire. And the green is for diversion and the yellow is for straight. And what I do is the most left relay on each board of the 2 will be the straight, and the diversion will be the right one of the block of 2. Okay. Now we're going to tin the grounds. I'm going to cut it off. Doesn't have to be that long. Okay, so since these are 3 wires grouped, I'm going to put some tape around it. So that's the first group. I will continue to do on the other one, and I will return when I have finished it. So I completed the wiring for the automatic switches and the automatic uncouplers on the relay boards so that the turnouts can be automatically switched. So as mentioned, every left side of the group of two is going to be straight, and the right side out of the two are going to be the divergent track. So next what we're going to do is we're going to write a small test program, and then we're going to look at the track and see if the turnouts all will switch. So now we're going to test the automatic switches of the turnouts to see if the Arduino can control the automatic switches and also the uncouplers on the upper deck. So we have the relay board here, and as mentioned, this will be turnout number 1-0, this is 1-1, this is 2-0, 2-1, this is 3-0 and 3-1, and this is 4-0, and these are the automatic uncouplers. So I put all the wires in, as you can see, and now we're going to test it with the Arduino. So let's see. On the screen you will see that it reports you section 1 up to 7, those are the turnouts, 8 and 9 are the automatic uncouplers. So let's see if we hit number 1. Number 1 should be this turnout, and this turnout should be turned straight and to diversion, and that is how I programmed them all. So every switch should be set to straight first and then to a divergent track. Later on in the control of the rail, model railroad, I'm gonna set some parameters in the application, but for now I will test it. Testing turnout 1. The system will show that it's going to test. It is set to straight and then set to divergent, and then the relay is released. And so what we're going to do is we're going to test it with all the other turnouts as well. So now we're going to test turnout number 2, which is this turnout. You see it is set to straight, and then it's set to divergent track, and the relay will be released so that there is no power on the relay. Let's continue with number 3, which is this one. I know I have a problem with that section. So as you saw, it didn't switch the turnout. So let's try it again. So it is not set to a diversion track. So there must be a contact issue in the automatic switcher. I already replaced it, so let me manually move it up. So this is the normal position for the test. So actually every turnout should be set to strange. So let me test it for this one. That's number 3, or actually it's called 2-0. So it tries to move it, so there is a problem with this area. I will need to check this. So let's go over to that one. Number 4. So let me do it again. Yep, that is working, and now it should be set straight. And now, so let me test it again. It should be set to straight and then to diversion. Okay, next one. This one, that's straight, and then to diversion. I think we have a problem with this one, but let me test it. Number 6. You see, nothing happens. The relay is running, but nothing happens with this one. I probably need to replace this automatic switcher. Let me go over to this one. That is number 7. It's actually 4-0. So that one, that's set to straight, and then set to diversion. So we have 2 issues with this one, this turnout, and with that turnout. It's probably the electronic switcher which is bad, so I'm gonna replace that one, and let's see if that works. But now the automatic uncouplers. So this is uncoupler 1 and that is uncoupler 2. In the program they are called 8 and 9. So let's go and test number 8. It should rise this section. So that it automatically uncouples. And now that one. Yeah, you see, that works. So currently I'm experiencing 2 problems with this turnout, actually the automatic switcher, and with this one, the automatic switcher as well. So I'm gonna replace that one off camera. But as you see, all the others work, so I only have 2 minor electronic issues which will be resolved. So I think this will be it for this video. So if you like these videos, please consider to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified for further videos. Please give it a thumbs up and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.